You're a 13-year-old woman on a commuter to your office. You pass a suburban area. You see a beautiful looking couple on their patio. You see them every time the commuter passes their house. Every morning, you watch them sitting in their garden, reading papers, drinking tea, being the perfect couple they are. You start to grow this superficial relationship with them. You feel somewhat connected to them. But then one day, you see the girl with someone else. Not her presumably husband, but someone else. A few days afterward, you find out that the girl has gone missing. It's all on the news. What do? Would you help the police to solve the case with a little piece of information that you have? Or would you leave it to the authority to work it out? That was the whole idea of the novel The Girl on the Train, a thriller novel published in 2015 by Paula Hawkins. This thriller debut of Hawkins has a unique kind of nuance in its way of presenting the story. It is no ordinary thriller. It keeps you on the edge of things, but it's a treacherous kind of force that is pulling you deeper and deeper into the story. The story starts with the point of view of the main major character and keeps on changing to the other characters in a different time and place. So even though it is chronological relative to the characters, it is not to the reader. It keeps on jumping to the past and the future, depending on the current point of view of the narrator. All of them are unreliable narrators. Rachel is a drunk. Most of the time she couldn't remember what has happened to her earlier. Megan is a manipulative woman. She would do anything to get what she wants. And Anna is overly protective of her daughter. She doesn't want anything, harmless even, to happen to her daughter. The novel doesn't have any chapter in it. It starts with the point of view of Rachel on July 5th, 2013. Afterward, we'll find Megan being the narrator in 1 year backward. At this point, there will be a series of changes mainly focusing on Rachel, then sometimes transferring to Megan back and forth until we finally meet Anna, a least significant character than those other two to the story. Rachel will dominate the story with a total of 37 narrations, Megan with 16, and 9 for Anna. This shows how the story revolves around Rachel, thus we can assume her position as the main character of the story. As the story progresses, Rachel and Anna's narrations will intersect. Rachel starts first with July 5th, 2013, and Anna with July 20th. This will ultimately end on August 18th, where each of their narrations intersects each other down to the last pages. Both Rachel and Anna's August 18th will be divided into more phases: early morning, afternoon, and evening. That is to give more chance for the climax of the story. We don't know who to trust in this chaos of information. At first, we want to believe that Rachel is telling the truth, for she is the very first narrator who starts the story. But then, we found out that Megan is the victim, and of course we want to take the sides of the victim. But then again, Anna seems to be the least psychotic of them all. This conflict of trust will keep on going throughout the whole book. Trust is the very foundation of our society. Without trust, nothing is valuable. The author exploits this core idea to trick our mind, to create a sense of suspense to the story. The manipulative way of telling a story can be seen throughout the entirety of the novel. The author wants us to think that even the very first person that we know of is not to be trusted. Being deceived by a story is humane. Memory can be trusted. We have to rely on notes to keep the facts alive. Short-term memory loss is a common disease. Every news we read, every story we are told, everything that we consume is not necessarily the truth. We have to filter out what is right and what isn't. COVID-19 hoaxes on the net will be the greater example. People keep irresponsibly sharing this skeptical information to the public, and the only thing that we can do is to be wise to what we share. But moreover, be wise to what we hear.